Hi guys, Alec back again. And we're going to be talking about rounding of employees' time cards. Now, I want to make it clear from the outset that this is not legal advice. All right? This is just to make you aware of things that you may not be doing that you should be doing. Okay, so we got that out of the way. There's something called the Fair Labor Standards Act, the FLSA, and it's a federal act, and the intent of that is to make the rounding of employees' time cards fair over a longer period of time. So what do I mean by that? Let's say you have a policy that employee has to clock in at 8 o'clock. So start time is 8 o'clock, and your policy states that any time between 8 o'clock in the morning and 8:07 that they clock in, they will be paid from 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Anything past 8:07, let's say 8:08, 8:09, 8:10, up to 8:14, they will not be paid from 8 o'clock, they'll be paid from 8:15. Okay, so that, if you have that policy written and the employee has signed and agreed and understood that, you have now met the Federal Labor Standards Act. Now, the state act, the state laws for labor sometimes don't coincide with the FLSA. So if your state laws are in some way more stringent, or more than one way more stringent, you need to follow this more stringent aspects to make sure that you meet the state and the federal requirement. Okay. What is also important is that you have a employee manual. And if you don't have an employee manual, you need to get one. And if you have an employee manual that has not been signed by your employee, it's as good as not having one. Okay, so what you do need to have, you need to have your full manual, you need to present it to your employee, you have to give them an opportunity to read it, and then make sure they understand it and give them the opportunity to ask any questions to make sure that they're fully aware of what's inside, and then have them sign off on it. Okay, you need to keep that signature, that signed manual in your employee file for each employee, or if you have a sign-off sheet that is somehow connected to your employee manual to ensure that this is what they signed for. You have to have some reference between the two. That's okay as well. But you need to have a signed copy of their agreement to their understanding of the employee manual in their employee file. And that is to prevent unnecessary liability that you would be subjected to if you don't follow that requirement, and you don't follow the FLSA or your state labor laws in some way. It can't be skewed to your benefit. It has to be fair, and you have to make sure that the way you're doing things, the way that you're rounding your time cards, meets both the federal requirement and your state requirement. And again, if the state requirement is more stringent, you need to follow the state requirements and ensure that that's taken care of. Okay, fun fact. Utah is the second driest state in the United States after Nevada. On average, 300 days a year are sunny. Fun fact. If you learned something from this video, you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe, share, and ring that bell for the next videos coming your way. All right, well, until next time, keep raising your profit.